Good evening. Welcome, parents, students, staff, honored guests, family, and friends, to our first ever Dearborn Public Schools Virtual K-12 graduation ceremony. We would like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm going to ask Senior Rami Mason to come up, and if everyone would please stand.
Okay. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for the republic with which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome. I'd like to take a few minutes to introduce some guests. My name is Shannon Peterson. I'm the principal of the Dearborn Public Schools Virtual K-12. Mrs. Meckenvale to my left over here is our assistant principal. We have, make sure my list is right, we have Trustee Irene Watts, Trustee Mary Petchlikoff, Superintendent Maleko, Executive Director of Student Achievement for the Dearborn High Feeder, Fatmi Faraj, Executive Director of Student Achievement for the Fortson Feeder, Mr. Adam Martin, Executive Director of Student Achievement for the Etzel Ford Feeder, Dr. Jill Chokel. We have Executive Director of Business Services, Mr. Tom Wall. We have Supervisor of Software Applications, Ms. Fadia Nahed. We have Director of Food Service, Mr. Jeff Murphy. I have to say he fed the students their senior breakfast last week, so special thank you to him. We have Executive Director of Special Populations, Mr. Micah Saley. HR Director for Instructional, Ms. Amala Kadre. And our wonderful staff, Dr. Kassim, Ms. Abdullah, Ms. Abusbia, Mr. Dix, and Ms. Ducklala. So thank you. Did I get everybody? All right. We're really excited. Graduates, you are the first ever graduating class for Dearborn Public Schools Virtual K-12. Parents, we have had a wonderful time getting to know them, and I know that probably sounds difficult to do in the remote environment, but I can tell you anytime we joined a Zoom class session, your children were polite and engaged. It was typically Dr. Kassim's language arts class, so she was always challenging them to think and to help and support each other. Students, your high school career was a little bit different. You probably started in 9th grade in person, probably just like mine was, only many, many years later in life. 10th grade, the world kind of stopped, and we all had to adjust. And as things slowly returned to normal, you decided that you liked learning in the remote environment. And I say remote because when people say virtual learning, they often think it's just the student and the screen and there's no interaction. And you learned with live instruction. And I'm sure you will agree with me that your teachers challenged you every step of the way. You learned some skills that we didn't really think about ahead of time. It was not uncommon for you to email one of your teachers or Mrs. Meckenvale or Mrs. Ducklala or myself to advocate for yourself. And that is a skill that I don't think we planned on, but I think it will serve you well in life, both in your career and if you decide to go on to further your education. At senior breakfast last week, one of you stole part of my speech and told the students were sharing what they were going to do, and one of the students so eloquently told his classmates to choose a career that allows you to engage in work that brings you joy. Find your passion, I believe, is exactly what he said. And that is probably the best advice anyone can ever give you. Find something that makes you happy. Find something that allows you to serve others and challenges you in a positive way. So realize that you are shaped by the choices you make, the friends you keep, and the support of the family that you have. Every single day you have a chance to choose differently or improve. Follow the values that your parents gave you to guide you. And I'm going to leave you with one last quote, and then we're going to get moving. Last week after I left your senior breakfast, I went back to Long Elementary School, and I noticed a message on a mural on the wall that I had not seen all year, and I'd walked by it probably 1,000 times. And that's simply as never stop learning, because life never stops teaching. Take advantage of every single opportunity you have to learn, to improve, and to get better. So we are so proud of you, and we're excited to see what the future holds. Go and change the world and make it a better place. Next, we have Superintendent Maleko.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you. I would like to thank Principal Peter. Whoops, let's put this here. Excuse me. I would like to thank Principal Peterson and her staff for the efforts to make tonight's ceremony a successful celebration for the class of 2022, and all of her efforts this past year to bring the virtual K-12 school to life. And yes, the first one, so you are part of history here today. It has not always been easy, but her leadership has made the new school a vibrant learning community. I would also like to thank our Board of Education for their ongoing support for this new school and all the schools in our district. I want to thank our teachers in the virtual school. When COVID hit, we all moved to an online platform for instruction. For some, it was extremely difficult. For others, it was a way of teaching that allowed them to inspire their students, move beyond the confines of a brick and mortar classroom, and refine a new way to deliver instruction. The teachers here tonight are those innovators that have made our virtual school a success. Thank you. For our virtual students, the term homeroom has a whole new meaning, and attending class from your home requires the support of parents and family. Thank you to all the parents and family members for your support for these students. The families gathered here this evening have supported their children and made sure that they all had all the love, motivation, guidance, and all, of course, the Wi-Fi they needed to successfully complete their education here in Dearborn. Every September, thousands of kindergartners across the country start an educational journey on the first day of school. Every June, thousands of students end that journey on graduation day. Over the course of the years, the journey may take many paths and include many challenges. Years from now, students graduating from this school and all over the other schools in our country will have no way of knowing the challenges you have faced during the pandemic. Despite those challenges, the obstacles put in your path, all of you gathered here tonight made a decision to bring your educational journey to a successful completion. I'm proud and honored to be part of this very, very special graduation ceremony. You have achieved an educational goal in your life. It is a milestone. Take time to celebrate that accomplishment as you prepare for the next journey of learning. You will all find that some of the most important lessons to be learned will take place where you work, in your home, or simply going about your day. Your attitude and how you approach these life lessons will determine how successful and how happy you will be. Happy. It's an important word because once you have what makes you happy, you can handle anything else. You truly can. You carry your happiness with you. It's not about what you own, how much money you have, how many toys possibly you have, what the status is of your job. People who are happy doing whatever they do. They carry their happiness inside of themselves. Finally, I would like to leave you with a quote from one of my favorite authors and speakers, Stephen Covey, who said, "All of us can consciously decide to leave behind a life of mediocrity and to live a life of greatness at home, at work, and in the community. No matter what our circumstances may be, such a decision can be made by all of us." Graduates, make that decision to lead a life of greatness, taking pride in all that you do. Never lose sight of your own capacity to reflect, change, and continually grow. Keep developing your skills and talents because your undiscovered abilities could lead you down a path that ends up making the biggest difference in your life. or in the lives of those around you. Always remember, you don't need to change the whole world, just make a difference in the life of one person, and that may bring about a world of change. Congratulations, be safe, and enjoy the summer. Way to go, virtual school class of 2022. Very proud of you.
Thank you, Dr. Maleko. Now we have Board Trustee Irene Watts.
Good evening, parents, students, and staff. So COVID was somewhat of an equalizer. We all were in our homes. And I think part of it with being in our home is that many of us retreated to this device. And I think some of us are still retreating to this device. But I think there's a few life lessons that I have found, and I think many of us kind of need to remember when we're having one of those days where you're just really down and you just don't know, right? So here's one of them. And this applies, I think, to probably all of us here. Make peace with your past so it won't screw up your future. I think hand raised, we've all had that moment where we thought, okay, what just happened? And that prevents us from moving forward. But those moments there are the ones that you find the most growth. So you've made a mistake. Acknowledge it, correct it, move on. Next, what others think of you is none of your business. This creates a false narrative. So when you're thinking about it, and I know that my kids do the same thing, oh, how many likes will I have? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna do the snap. I know, like the snap with like half the face, which I still don't understand, and one of you guys will have to explain it to me. But none of it is your business if they don't like it. And I think sometimes that holds us back because we think, why didn't they like that? Or why didn't I get enough likes or clicks? Next, time heals almost everything. Give it time. If you've had a breakup, time seems like it doesn't move. And you think about it all the time. Time moves on. Don't compare your life to others and don't judge them. You have no idea what their journey is about. Someone once told me, treat everyone when you meet them as if they're having the worst day of their life. If you did that, that would change somebody's life maybe. Next, stop thinking too much. It's all right to know the answers. It's all right to not know the answers. They'll come to you when you least expect it. No one is in charge of your happiness except you. And lastly, smile. You don't own all the problems in the world. You don't have to know the answers. So graduates, with that, when you're feeling down, find one of those rules. Remember one of them. And share that with somebody else because that might add value to that person's day. So congratulations, students, almost graduates, and congratulations, parents and staff, for a unique first year. Thank you.
All right, now we will have the presentation of the valedictorian by Dr. Kassem.
Smile. Okay, you just heard. Good. Okay. You won't be graded for it. Congratulations to all of our Dearborn Virtual High School graduates, class of 2022. We are very proud of your accomplishments and the character it took to get there, right? We are especially proud of those of you who achieved with distinction. Your hard work and investment pays off not only in points, but in purpose and progress for you and your communities. On top of that list of high achievers is Miss Maymuna Muhammad. You may stand up and I'll call you in a minute. Maymuna earned a cumulative GPA of 4.165, taking 9 college courses, 2 AP courses, and an eclectic selection of high school courses ranging from computer applications, health studies, sociology, and very true to what life is, a very, very wide circle of courses. She took pre-calculus and she took health sciences. The daughter, we'll go to family now, the daughter of Yasser and Abdul Hakim, Maymuna lives up to her name. Her name means, and fittingly so, blessed and thriving. Maymuna has 3 sisters, Nawar, Zainab, and baby Maria. And she has 2 brothers, Abdul Hakim and Abdul Rahman. Maymuna is a classic example of a student who leads with integrity and by example. Maymuna values hard work, integrity, and giving back to her peers and to her community. She works part-time at the Dearborn Public Library. She loves volunteering at her local mosques. And she has also participated in the Fortson High School Peer Tutoring Club. Learning, Maymuna believes, begins the second we take our first breath and does not close until we take our last. Why, she asks, do we constrain ourselves to something so beautiful? It's just natural. Though she is still undecided about her future career plans, it's admirable today because many, many people, we're afraid to say we don't know, and you're investigating, you're young. She is exploring many academic options and has a keen interest in biology. I am honored to present to you Maymuna, our valedictorian. We'll give you a speech now, right? There we go.
Thank you, Dr. Kasem. Family, friends, administrators. All right. Family, friends, administrators, and teachers, welcome to our very first Dearborn Virtual High School graduation, class of 2022. It is a pleasure to be here today to celebrate a milestone in our lives, make more memories, and muster more thanks to those who helped us reach it. First, I'd like to thank those who helped me get to where I am today. It is an honor to stand in front of you all on such a memorable occasion. I'd like to start by thanking my parents and expressing my gratitude for their care and support over the years. Thank you for instilling in me a great desire to learn and teaching me to find balance in my life. I am so blessed and honored to have you parent. I am so blessed and honored to have parents like you in my life. I'd also like to thank my older sister. You're my inspiration, my best friend, and my biggest bully. You set an example of how to be loyal and committed. I'm so proud to call you my sister, and I treasure every wonderful moment and experience we've shared. I'd also like to recognize my second family, the administrators, the staff, and the students. Having this small number of graduates, teachers, and faculty have allowed us all to feel connected in a unique way. We were pioneers at the front lines of a distinctive form of education, and as we faced challenges along the way, we became more determined and independent. A part of personal growth is being able to teach ourselves moderation and give time and attention to things that build us. Virtual school setting taught me to balance all aspects of my life, from school to work to health and relationships. I, therefore, invite you today to be the balance. Defined, balance is the center point between 2 extremes. Our goal is always to find that center and always return to it when we stray. So to be balanced is to be moderate, which is to be just and virtuous. Be kind and thoughtful, because no one can tell how much someone is struggling on the inside. You never know the distinction your words can make, so be balanced. Balance your words, your thoughts, and perspectives. Start with yourself. Choose to lift others up. Choose to set the example of kindness and integrity, the example of sympathy and understanding. Be the balance. Be the reason somebody has faith in the integrity of humanity. Be the reason another person chooses to have an effect on others. Perhaps we won't see in the course of our lives yet what we as a whole could do is start with ourselves. Having balance in your lives will allow you to pay attention to what matters most. Being kind, being compassionate. Let us be kind to one another, for most of us are fighting a hard battle. Because as I grow older and wiser, I'll not regret the times I failed the test, but I'll regret the scenarios where I was unkind. Not only is it a moral and ethical way of life to find balance through kindness, but my faith as a Muslim promotes it extensively. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, said, Allah is kind and he loves kindness in all matters. And it's also stated in the Quran that we made you a moderate nation, that you may be witnesses over humanity. Because the people we remember the most and cherish are the people with whom we have a kind and fond relationship. Ultimately, as you go on to ponder your next move or to consider your next course, choose to be the balance and to do so in the direction of kindness. But at this moment, class of 2022, we are proudly the first graduating class of Dearborn Public School's Virtual K-12, a school that had allowed us to achieve our goals and realize our full potential, to be the best and nothing less. After all the hard work, sleepless nights, frustration and tears, excitement at passing a test, countless emails to teachers and faculty, and what it took to get here, congratulations to you, the few and formidable class of 2022.
Good afternoon. It is now my honor to recognize our graduates who have earned an honor cord to wear today. The first cord that we are going to recognize is our gold cord. These students have maintained a 3.8 GPA or higher for 7 semesters. If you are wearing a gold cord today, please stand so that we may recognize you. Our next recognition is the silver cord. The silver cord is high honors with a 3.5 GPA to 3.79 GPA for 7 semesters. If you are wearing a silver cord, please stand so that we may recognize you. Our blue cord, our honors cord, is a 3.0 to 3.49 GPA for 7 semesters. If you earned a blue cord today, please stand so that we may recognize you. Congratulations, graduates. It has been an honor working with you this year.
All right, we're going to present the diplomas now. Guests would like to stand, we'll hand you the diplomas. Students, if you would stand, and you're going to lead them, Mohammed. Stand right there. Mr. Dix, you want to help them out, get in line? All right. Aaron? Aaron, you want to hand?
Yusuf Al-Mahamid. Zahra Debaja. Rami Mazin. Talia Miles. Maymuna Mohammed. Gabrielle Murray. Gabrielle Murray, sorry about that. Dan Nowen. Laith Nasser. Frank Giral. Fatima Bazzi. Mohammed Ali. Zahra Saad. Moed Shamil.
Congratulations. Now Trustee Watts will pronounce the graduates.
Yeah, the full board announces, but we usually have the written. Okay. Yeah. Hold on just a minute. There is a legal statement we have to make to officially announce you as graduates. Okay, you can do it. Okay. Okay. All right then. By the powers vested in us by the state of Michigan and Dearborn Public Schools, we now pronounce you graduates of 2022 high school virtual. Thank you.
One thing. If you guys could please stand, and then you're going to take your tassel, and it's on the right side, and you're going to move it over to your left, and now it's official. Congratulations.
Thank you, parents. We are going to have the students process out. I do want you to know that we have 19 graduates this year. However, we do have some that are overseas. Out of these students, the average GPA was over a 3-point. And this small but mighty group took over 32 dual enrollment classes this year. So we're very proud and excited for them. All right, are you ready to process out? Okay. Music? I will let you guys lead this time. Yep. Yep. 2 by 2.